Hello, everybody. Jess Los. Hopefully, you can hear me this time. I heard this is actually take two for a weekly update microphone here. So, hopefully, you're able to hear me. Got word that the audio did not work for whatever reason, probably my fault. But with that, let's talk about SBCA this week. Busy week. Obviously, we are past PCMC, so we got a lot of things in the works for upcoming events, upcoming projects. It's really kind of a planning process for me and our staff, and it's just a number of things that we've got in the works. Obviously, next year is going to be our 40th anniversary for SBCA. So we're talking a lot about that. We've got some different things we want to do with BCSI. We want to continue driving membership. We want to, make the magazine even better. We want to do a few things, innovative housing showcase, just a lot of things on the radar. One of the things that we're going to be working on closer near term is trying to figure out just how many locations that SBCA represents. We do an awesome job of keeping track of our companies. That's how our membership is generated, is through component manufacturing companies, as well as our associate and NFC. But we don't do a very good job of understanding how many locations each member has. So we're going to be reaching out to hopefully members like you at different companies, trying to get an idea of how many locations you have. And with that, we're going to do it in a few different ways. We'll probably send out an email with a jot form or a survey, type thing that says, "Hey, we've got 5 locations. They are in these 5 cities," and we're also going to throw in there the revenue of each of those locations, to where we can kind of get an idea on a regional basis how large component manufacturing as an industry is, not only regionally but also nationally. Now, that information is not going to be shared with anybody. It's going to be strictly held within staff and our confidentiality agreements that we have as staff. So we're not going to be sharing it with other members, other organizations, specifically to your location or company. It's going to be one of those things that we aggregate and say, hey, component manufacturing in the United States is a $5 billion a year industry. That's probably low. Is it 10 billion, 20 billion, 100 billion? We need to know the answer to that. And that's why we're doing this as an association. That's going to be our first step. So in the next couple of weeks, you will be seeing that probably first in an email form, and like a lot of our emails, they go unanswered. So we're going to be having our staff call and talk to our component manufacturer members, trying to understand these information. The first thing is going to be understanding locations. We need to know we've got 522 members that are component manufacturers. We've got 1,600 locations, or is it 2,000, or is it 1,200? We just really don't have an idea of that. And that's what we need to do as an association to get better on the statistics that we have. If we can also get where they're located in the cities, then we can start to understand, where are they distributed? Or do they hedge East Coast like we think? Are there a lot in the West that we don't know about? But that'll also help with our chapter engagement. Understand, okay, well, in Georgia, we've got this many component manufacturing companies, locations. Their main headquarters are somewhere else, but why don't we engage those locations, try to get our chapters going across the country? So that'll help with that front as well. So if you have any questions on that specifically, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, you're going to be getting that email. If you don't get the email, you'll be getting a call. Please provide the answers. We would love to have that information. That's going to be part of a larger project that we kick off Q1 of next year, of understanding who are the non-members, what are the size of the non-member component manufacturers, how many locations. That'll give us total market share. It'll help for us as an association to understand, okay, we've got 75% market share. We've got 60%, 20%, wherever we're at with that. We really don't know. And that's a question I get asked fairly often, almost weekly. How many component manufacturers are there in the country? Well, I know the members. I know a lot of the non-member companies, but I don't know how many locations. And that's really with consolidation. What's driving it is we need to be a little bit more location-based in our metrics, but also what is the overall size of the component industry? That helps other industries, reflect on, oh, wow, that's a heck of an opportunity. We drive machinery. We do software. We do lumber. We want to target, specific MSR, customers, that kind of stuff. It'll help component manufacturers if we understand the total size market. We can articulate the value and be able to represent the entire industry in a little bit better way. So beyond that, planning for next year, we've got our all staff meeting coming up in December. We're planning for that. We're getting our OQM set. We're thinking about BCMC already with the site visit coming up in December. So a lot of planning going on, a lot of activities. NFC has been very busy. Yesterday, I think it was in Maryland, the Builders Mart show, which it sounds like is a really big deal out in that area of the country. We had an NFC booth. I talked to a couple of people that were there. It sounded like it was a good turnout. Great to see the NFC folks getting engaged, spreading the word on that. We're always welcoming new Framer members. Speaking of which, we've got a framer event coming up in Texas. Tony Harris with Hull and Don Groom with Trustworks. They're helping us spearhead that to have a little meet and greet, getting the idea of what's going on in Texas from the framer perspective. What do they want to see from SBCA and NFC? What can we do to make it a little bit better? What can we do to grow that membership? So we'll be talking with Tony and Don a little bit more. Chris Breedlove and myself will be traveling to that in October to talk with the framers, hopefully hear what they have to say and get a lot of good turnout there. I do believe the next day is going to be a golf outing for the Dallas Home Builders Association. Their multifamily group is going to be holding a golf outing where we're going to have some folks there. Ashley Nuez from our staff will be there for that. She'll probably be at that meeting the night before as well. But a lot of exciting things on the NFC front as well. We're going to be talking about the Framer Summit, things that we can do better for next year, as well as BCMC. We're always looking to improve. So that's kind of, it in a nutshell. I always think that this is going to go short, but it ends up going long. I guess I'm a talker. I never really thought I was, but here we are. Anyway, looking forward to the next several months and getting into next year with everything SBCA and NFC related. It's an exciting time to be in this industry. Obviously, we're going to be having some economic headwinds, but I think that's going to yield itself to a lot of opportunities, not only for the association, but also for our component manufacturer members. We'd love to engage you in whatever way you'd like to help out, be a part of it, learn from us. We can learn from you. That's one of the things, is that we want to be here for all component manufacturers, and that's our purpose, our supply side, as well as our install framer side as well. We are very much about this industry, loving it. And with that, I will talk to you all next week. Till then, peaks up, press on, and have a great weekend and week, everybody. Goodbye.